Maybe what I'll do is I'll play this. I within set. Because obviously. I just usually. We're good, so I'll take it. Yeah, take a look.
Trying to get up.
That's a 27.
To send a new video. Put it together. There's.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, take a look at the other ones. Well, actually, it's something else.
Hey, how are you?
And then I keep running.
Everybody got like problems.
You know,
Yeah,
there's
have you been in the
nothing-
office?
Not a-
Haven't been in there. Yesterday.
Do I know how to do it yet? No, but I'm gonna figure it out.
It was right in there. Started. Every single way in the basement, all made.
No, it's got so leaking.
Oh my
I
God.
have to keep the pump right there, like every hour. And a half.
So I got the water's draining back out, so you guys.
That's not really.
That is really my plan. I bought it last year.
You were kidding too. I
No, I mean, I bought it sort of, I thought it might be fun for the grandkids, but I actually do.
I'm not there to just use. And I didn't see that.
Thank you. I actually keep that.
Yeah, and I ended everybody around.
Yeah.
It's
really does.
like.
So I concur. I concur. I'm your phone.
You can write your name. Yeah.
We should have kept it together.
Make sure you scratch out in front.
I get happy.
Okay.
I have to do paper.
And you have your own pool. They're gonna get anything. Sure. I'll-
Hi.
Yeah. Thank you. That's, yeah, actually.
I just didn't want you to,
I'm real proud of it.
I mean, you should have judged me like that right there, wouldn't you? When there's all these things.
Maybe. Okay.
Well, next time, when I sit right next to you, you won't tell there's space and think you need me to sit on top of you.
That's it. Yeah.
Wait, did he?
Yeah. He's throwing balls in the face and hit the grass.
It's already.
Yeah.
No, I need paper. Got one? I never got one with our new address.
I take mine.
But every- That's fine. But I don't want things to be so frustrating. I think that's kind of like a wave. Yeah. No, we're- Any calls you can have.
Paper in there. Sure.
Really good to know.
That's about it.
Morning.
A lot of eating while.
Okay, put me in like 4 times. I can just get rid of it.
So if I can take this one. Go to virtual card, that's David, like, hey.
Like behind, give me like 5 minutes as we let people come in.
What do you do?
No, I focus starting.
My birthday supports you. Oh, yeah. It's so exciting.
So you do that and I'll.
Already, so you ask him for recommendations.
You know me, I just want to.
Sparrow, somebody had it there, she has that. She comes in the yard and hang out. Some of
You know me.
Just hang out.
Right now.
You
It'll all be okay.
Just go for it, too.
Yeah. Follow me around.
Really?
And walking from there.
Really?
We're eventually going to get it.
Good idea. Should do it one day, do it like that.
Yeah. They won't make it.
Hopefully you guys aren't too wound up with that. You'll figure it out. Alive.
It's good to have you back.
Really doesn't
Good.
help you like.
Somewhat like. good.
It's gonna suck, you're gonna cry. And it's gonna be- It's for everyone, you know?
I got tomorrow.
Have
Good stuff
something
coming
that
up
somebody
tomorrow
else
morning.
has.
Yeah.
I like cried myself
You know.
to sleep the first time around. I just got in really pissed we didn't have a lot of
Yeah,
money.
Bill
Like,
Walker.
it's the hours and stuff. Like, what if we make it to the hours? Like, and I just really for fuck's sake. So,
Yeah, I'm not.
easier said than done, but it's hard to get not all of it.
Yeah.
What can I do?
We don't have to do the other series, so that can talk.
Well, there is.
Let's go to the other.
There is.
Alright, it started a couple minutes behind, it's my fault. Let's get this rolling, we have a couple special guests. Andrew make it, yep, he's here today. And then we have Lindsay from Cutco. And she has a special giveaway as well, so we'll get started here. Start the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright. Business cards, if you haven't put your card in, please do so. We have a couple giveaways today. Got yours. Anybody else? It'll be up there if you need to. Bottle, business card. Gratitude. Like to get, can we get 5? We got a good group today. Can we get 5 pieces of gratitude?
I got some.
Heather.
All right, I have gratitude towards James, who has been putting up with constant phone calls. I'm trying to get things together for walking me through contract and everything else that I've told you about. when it's not-
11:15 at night.
He hasn't complained yet, so that means you're not going enough.
And also gratitude towards Kate, keeping me busy and throwing opportunities my way, which is always appreciated. What?
Awesome. Thank you. Any more?
And Belinda, thanks to Belinda for trying to keep me moving with some for sale by owners, which is very appreciated.
So she's in Wisconsin today, but she might be on Zoom. I'm not sure who's on, but we got 9 people. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's get a few more. Kate.
I have another one for James. He's been helping me out. I've been very overwhelmed and he's help connect me to PC agents, which is awesome. And then the other one, Kayla Sterling, Friday, I was on my deathbed. I had some awful virus. I had a settlement, I had a listing appointment, I had showings, and she handled it all for me. Took care of it.
Awesome. Let's get a few more.
I got one.
Yeah.
Good.
Go first.
Age before.
Okay.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I'm actually grateful for everyone that's in this room right now, because I feed off all your energy. And it's just really good to see people like in the office, and just thanks for showing up today, you know. I just love the energy of people. So it really makes me in a better mood.
That was nice.
Phil has a lot of energy, so he's feeding off of us. Yeah.
Might sound corny, but I'm thankful for the team. Been working hard to get rolling with Keller Williams, where we're starting to gain some traction. Recently I got a team referral product that took me a while to get, and teams actually responding. We're getting opportunities and stuff, so starting to kick some butt.
Good job.
I'll
That's
appreciate
that's
that.
helpful in his way.
Well, the team, not the party. And Cheyenne has an announcement to be thankful for.
Put you on the
Go
spot.
ahead.
I got engaged a few weeks ago.
Awesome. Anything else? Move on. Uh-oh, Alice is giving me fits.
It's the energy.
Yeah, touch the keyboard. I really get scared with that thing, but that's what we'll have to go to. Belief system, let's just shout it out. I'd love to hear one that maybe sticks out from somebody. I know I shared last one, so it'd be nice if there's one that really hits home for you, but let's start, I'll start off. Win-win or no deal.
Integrity, do the right thing.
Customers always come first.
Commitment and all things. Communication, seek first to understand.
Creativity, ideas before results.
We work together, everyone achieves more.
Trust starts with honesty.
Equity opportunities for all.
Does anyone know the last one?
Win-win or no deal.
That
Got it. Does any of these stick out for anybody? Anything that maybe you that really hit home for you in the last month or the last couple months that this belief system meant something to you?
Communication, seek first to understand.
How'd that show up for you?
Same reason why I've been talking to him. The PC program is helping immensely with new agents like me. It's everything. It's a lot when you're starting out, and it's extremely helpful because otherwise I would be completely lost.
Your ego is gonna be
My head is growing.
They're gonna have to calm me down later.
That's why I'm going on vacation. Bring it back down.
Great, thank you for sharing. All right, so this is what we're gonna celebrate the PC program, because there's a lot to celebrate this month, which I love. And I like to hear just for the ones that aren't here, if you can share their stories, because again, you gotta remember when we were, a lot of us have a lot of years under our belt. And sometimes you forget about how hard and how tough those first couple of months, those first couple of transactions were. It's always refreshing to it kind of humbles you, like what people are going through to get to that level that we are now at as experienced agents. But then also we can share our experience and maybe prevent them from seeing some of the struggles or seeing a lot of the successes as well. But let's see who we have. So Crystal Burst, who couldn't make it, but James, can you share about her? Crystal Burst been here, what, 3 months?
Not even 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, she got her first deal under contract. Actually, while the listing agent was here doing Bold, he was from another company. And I invited him to Bold and he did that and we got a deal together. And then she got her sister under contract the following week and there was 2 houses to sell at some point from doing that. So she's killing it. She's really killing it. And then she was talking to me, oh, I've got a guy who wants to sell 12 acres in Dover and it's just.
Might have a buyer.
Yeah.
Let's calm down. I already told her I might have a buyer, so it's first call. No, she's following the program. She's showing up on the Monday huddles. And real quick, as a gratitude, I know I've invited a lot of agents to come do the Monday huddle. I know we had Kate on a couple weeks ago. Mindy's doing mine on Monday while I'm going on vacation. Ryan comes on every 6 weeks. Even Jen came on and did how to do an opportunity. So I've invited some other, if you have something to share with the PC program, it's not about what I do in my business for the last 16 years in teaching them. It's about different ideas. And if you have ideas that are good that you think would be good to share with these people, let me know. Because every Monday at 9:30, I have a speaker on. Last Monday we had Steve Johnson on. The week after Mindy, we have Steve Brown coming on. You can come to that one.
Yeah.
And anybody wants to come to those, let me know. They come on and they talk for about 30 minutes and about ideas. And we're going to talk about like different why garages are worth 5,000, but you spent 20,000 on, and we're going to talk about things that we need to know from appraisers. So, yeah.
Well, so I remember you told me something about Crystal's deal. What did the buyer do before settlement?
Went out and bought furniture. After she told him twice.
Do you guys remember Aaron Becker's first deal? We talked about that. He used Rocket Mortgage.
He came with Rocket Mortgage.
He came with Rocket Mortgage and then quickly found out how that doesn't work out in your favor. Then she ran. It's like the basics of what not to do always impacts us in some way.
Yep.
And it's usually in your first couple of deals. Yeah, that's fun. Jim Curtis.
Jim Curtis listed his mom's house down in Hanover. It's a nice condo. He did it. He did it all. They're experienced. They're starting to become really good at this stuff.
And there's another one, Whitney
Spielman listed a house, really nice little fixer upper in Dover if you're looking for one, a little less than an acre. It needs some work, but it's she did an open house, had 13 people through, so she's getting buyers in that. And she's had like 20 showings on it. And she's got a couple of people, again, it needs some work. So people are a little hesitant because they want to do second showings, but she should be getting a contract here within the next couple of days.
Awesome. And we're gonna keep going. We got more.
And Heather just got her first deal under contract this last week. Again, she did most of the stuff. It's just me coming in behind a little bit and just tweaking a few things.
Where'd you get the buyer?
She's actually my best friend of 26 years, her mother.
Okay.
But she's gonna be she's already told me today she wants me to list her Hampstead house and find another house in Maryland. for her daughter that she wants to, so after all this goes through,
You have your Maryland license?
hopefully will be here within the next couple of weeks.
But if you don't get it, you need to talk.
He's the referral kid. Congratulations. I think that's all. Yep. Kate Cat, so. Here my profit share on this. Wait till December, but congratulations, 100%.
It's been every shape.
Changes it every other week.
Yeah, I do that too. Mine goes from fall to first.
July birthdays, who's in here?
Who's behind the Keller Williams thing?
Allison. Where? Oh,
Oh. Behind the block.
well, the mouse is like. I'm afraid to click it. But that's probably Allison's voice, yeah. Let's see, we got Amy, Brits, Seth Turn, you're coming up here, what's that, next week?
You're gonna be 30.
Well,
And then
looks
there's-
like Mr. Mills on.
Yeah, I'm on there. I don't like to celebrate anymore, getting old. Neil's shares with me, there's a few of them, Jay, Maria, so happy July birthdays. I'm really scared. Why is it? Dave. Oh, look at that. What you do? It's the touch. All right. Anniversary is Nada. Happy anniversary, Ron Clever, Aaron's in there, Brianna, happy anniversary to all you guys. And then we want to celebrate the new agents that have just joined us. We have Candace up front, she joined the PC program. I'll get to you then. Candace, I knew you wanted to share, like, what drew you to Keller? You were EXP Real before you came here.
So both of those were cloud brokerages, so I wasn't getting any assistance or training or any of that stuff that I needed. So that's what I was looking for. Of course, that's why I'm here and joined the PC program, and I've been getting help already since I started.
Yeah, and Heather.
Heather brought me, yeah.
Yeah, which is great. Well, welcome to Candace. Carly is out, she came from Walker Realty. And she is good friends with Nicole Ewing, so she'll be working with her out of the Dillsburg office. And then Mr. President himself, the RAAC president, Reed Weingram has joined us back, and we welcome with open arms.
Really happy to be back.
What brought you back? We gotta hear it.
Goal setting goals. I am forming a team. I believe that I can really do a better job here in forming my team as a true power team. And so that's why I'm here. And I'm also here because I love you guys in every sense of the word.
Missed you for many
It's, you know, it's so lighthearted here. It's so serious though, too. At the same time, we all got along so well together, and I'm just happy to be back.
We're glad to have you back. And this is the second RAAC president that we've had in 3 years, so that's pretty.
It's
Yeah.
for the third, because we have Brian.
Well, it's
we
certainly
have
too.
Tina,
Oh,
And
okay,
Reed, so
we
we
got
have three presidentings.
that's pretty good.
Where's the
All
suite?
the suite upstairs. There's one in the back,
Oh, so I get.
right across from the bathroom. All right, top producers. We had a heck of a month this month. There's a lot to celebrate, and actually, this will segue nicely into kind of like our state of the company, but top 5 individuals, Petula crushed it again at 2.7 mil. Ron Clever, 2.3. Kate, 1.9, had an amazing month. Kayla at 1.4. Greg at 1.3. And then I had to do this because top 6 did over $1 million. So I threw Tina up there because $1.2 million is a pretty amazing month. And just to miss that top 5. So we had to recognize Tina. She's in Nebraska, but we're still giving her a shout out. Colby and Neil took top spot in teams for 6'9". We had Liz Hamburger at, hold on, I'm gonna try to move this carefully. Put that way up there. There you go. Liz Hamburger at 6'4". The strike group out of Chambersburg, that's Wes and Selena, 3-3, Dave Monsor, and then Jeff Selby and Seth Trone's team. Congratulations, you guys made the board in your second month here. That's pretty awesome, especially against some stacked teams. So great job to you guys. And then units, Kate took top spot at 8, busy month for you. Petula at 6, Ron at 6, Greg and Tim both at 4. Liz got the units at 26, Colby and Neil 20, strike group at 8, Dave Monster group at 8, and then again, Jeff and Seth at 6. So congratulations to you guys. Again, heck of a month, especially when you got your individual producers doing almost $3 million. And then I think even down to 10, I don't have it up here, but down to 10 was like $800,000. So that we had a lot of good successes out of that. I don't have the slide for this, but I did want to, this segues into like what our company did. We're starting to see a lot of good forward momentum. I know we had a really crazy first quarter, as I'm sure most of us experienced, because it's kind of as a whole. We closed 191 units. We haven't done over 160 since last October. So most of this is from last October, where it's our last best month. Volume, we did over $54 million in closed volume. So it's great. We're getting there's mid to early 2022 numbers back, which is awesome. Listings taken, this is our future business. 124, again, that's market share. Signs in yards, 124 were taken last month. Listings sold, we did 110, which is great. That means we're over. You always want your listings to be more than your buy sides. Why? Because it's market share. You have signs in yards. They say a listing should create 3 pieces of business. You should be able to list, set a buy, have a buyer, and then if you leverage the sign rate, you're getting another deal off of that as well. So doing more listings and buy contracts is always the best. So 110 out of the 191. Contracts written, again, future business, this is going to give us the what we're going to be looking at in the next couple of months, 189. All these, the last time we've had these numbers was October of last year. Average sales prices is always great to see. Work smarter, not harder. $285,000 was our average sales price here, all of our transactions. And we paid out over $1.4 million in commissions for last month. And then we were able to profit share again at $20,000. So hopefully some of you are going to be able to see a little bit of a check come in on the 21st. So great job to everybody. Again, an awesome June. I think July is still projected to be pretty solid. So we'll be celebrating that next month. All right, so this is Ernest. You guys, some of you haven't heard, but Ernest is now available to us. If you've seen that button in opportunities in command, we'll get all these flyers out to you. Again, I think it might have went out once, but we'll get it out. But there's an Earnest button. We can now accept deposits electronically. Kate, I think you've already used it. What do you think of it? Very
simple.
Yep. You're probably the first one that might have used it. What's the process? So you click the button, you create like a login essentially.
Yep, so it takes you to another window and it pops up and it says, click here to sign in with your email. What I don't know is if you can use any email. So I use my email associated with Keller Williams. And from there you go in and you have the option to put in the buyer's information directly, or you can put in the buyer's agent information. It goes in an email to them. Super simple.
Yeah. Pretty easy.
There's their fee.
There's an $18 fee to the buyer. So that is that part of like, that's how that company makes money. So make sure you disclose that out whenever so they're aware of it. And then we usually receive it within 24 hours, correct?
I got it right away.
Well, you got the receipt, right?
Mhm.
But then I think we get the actual money transfer in within 24 hours. So I think we're going to try to have it, like, would it benefit you guys? And I'm asking because I want to make sure that we have the right attendance. to bring the Ernest guy in, to do the training next month.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we will work on that. I don't even know if I have a guest speaker for next month, so maybe.
He can only do virtual, so it would have to be on Zoom because they're based out of North Carolina.
I invited
No, we
him,
can do
so if he's available, but if not, I'd rather get this figured out, because I'm sure questions are gonna come up in these. So we might be able to pair that with the office meeting. If not, we'll give you a good time and date that, I'm assuming it'll be what, 30 minutes to an hour?
Yeah,
Just a quick
30
training,
minutes.
sounds pretty simple,
So
so.
quick question, are we connecting with the buyer's bank then through this?
They can pull it however they want.
You can also send it to the buyer's agent and have them handle it, so you can use any other email. And it's either send it to the buyer, you send it to the buyer's agent. For them, just send it to the buyer, because we really don't want to know.
Right.
And if you actually get an email too.
Yeah.
Saying that it was done. So it's
So
actually.
you used it as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
good.
If Jeff can do it, we all can. So there you go. Thank you, guys. Any questions on Ernest that we can maybe try to answer?
I can work.
Good. Again, you have to create the opportunity in order to, for that.
Ryan, you just hurt my feelings about it.
I'll make it up to you. I got a free pizza coming. All right, events. So we have summer social coming up, which is Rayak. I'll have Reed speak on that since Tina's not here. You're gonna have to take her spy. I always give her the Rayak slide. And it's kind of, and then it gets pretty late. I mean, it's vacation time, it's summertime, so you have the usual stuff, you grow your profit share. That's basically, these are all online classes that you'll see through the month of June, or I'm sorry, July, going into August. Our big event that's coming up is Mega Agent Camp, which is the 15th and the 16th. This is always how, this is our second biggest event. They've changed it now to where it's more agent focused. Before they had agents and leaders go down, got a little bit too much. So they've split up. The leaders do it in May and the agents are doing it in August. Again, it's in Austin. It's a 2-day event. Again, you get great training, great education out of it. You network, you'll meet people, you socialize, and then you get to hang out in Austin too, eat some good food. How many times have you been there, Mindy?
In 13 years, probably 10.
10? So it's worth it. It's cheap.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
off
that-
this year.
You're off this year, yeah. And James, I think you're going, and then I'm a maybe at this point, and anybody else that want to tag along. We'll make a good time out of it. So that's coming up. If you want any more detail, we're gonna send more details out, but if you want any more details today, get with myself or Rachel, and we'll get it to you.
So last year, I was at Coldwell Banker. I bought this really nice house with a really great entertaining area, and I talked to Lisa about doing a pool party at my house for the agents. Obviously, I'm not doing that for Coldwell Banker anymore. I don't think yeah, maybe that'll be another thing. But I wanted to do it for you guys. It's basically gonna be an open house. It's gonna be open from 11 to 8. Come and go as you please. I've got lots of parking. You know, I've got a clubhouse.
Day drinking.
Yeah, day drinking. So you'll definitely be there. then.
I can ride my bike
Actually, I
there.
can't be.
I'm not putting Bud Light. I don't drink beer, so the only thing at my house is Miller Lite
And Fireball.
and Fireball. So there'll be plenty of that. So again, there'll be more information that comes out, but again, it's gonna be open for everybody. You know, I want to open my house up and just, again, have a good time. No shop talk, just coming together.
That's impossible.
Yeah. Every time you talk shop, you gotta take a drink.
But again, it's just gonna be a come and go as you please. Bring your families. I've got tetherball for kids. We've got a basketball court, all that stuff.
Tetherball.
It's fun.
Old school.
Yeah, I can find it.
Yeah. So yeah, there'll be another email that goes out because, but yeah, it's just been a good time for all of us.
Talk about that. All right, thank you, James. Reed, you want to take it looks like I have 2 events up there. Do you want to talk a little bit about the summer social, which is tomorrow, and then
Absolutely.
Paula?
So what we've done is we've moved times forward to 4 PM to 6 PM, I think. And the big reason why it's not from 5 to 7 is because we found that there's a larger turnout if we do it earlier. So it's being held at the country club of York. It is a cash bar and it's free food. And it's also being held outside, depending on the weather. The 10th is the Ebola-thon. Come one, come all for that.
Is that at Suburban?
Yeah, no, actually it is at the Hanover Bowling Center.
Oh, you moved out there. Okay.
So we are really trying to pull more Adams County agents to activities. So far, so good. That's really beginning to work a lot. And the cost of that is $200 per team of 5.
Cool. Thank you, Reed. Friendly reminder, we have in-house title with Amanda, who's sitting right over here. She's done a couple deals with me just recently, and you know what the best part is I get my check right there at the time of settlement. So if you're interested in in-house title, use Amanda. She's right upstairs. And Andrew, you're up.
Alright, I don't have a whole lot.
You always say that.
Yeah.
I mean, look, like, I feel like everybody right now, like. You got like all these people that are on the fence about buying, and they're watching TikTok, taking advice off TikTok, not listening to you guys, right? Us getting videos. I'm gonna pass out the most recent house price index. It's a national report that comes. It goes over, and if you might have to share with your neighbor, I don't think I've heard of well, basically. I'll give this to you that thing more, but look at this, it goes over like 1 year, I should say the first quarter of this year, 1 year ago, 5 years ago, since 91. And you can look at the percentage that prices have gone up on a state level. I mean, there's so many videos out there that are like, oh, this is crashing, that's crashing, this is crashing, this is crashing. It's like the data's here, like educate your people. If you guys need help finding reports for things or like things that you're combating on a daily basis, like I know where to find all this stuff. I know where to dig it up. It's all online and it's all free. You know what I mean? Like this is just off FHFA's website, the Federal Housing Finance Agency. So, you know, you talk about prices going down. I mean, like this is for first quarter, which is traditionally like the worst quarter in the year to buy, right? Like, and you're looking at like these big markets where everybody's like, oh, well, California is always the first to crash. Florida's always the first to crash. And like, you look down this report and like the smallest, most minute amount of percentage down on all those markets. It's like under, like most of them are like 1 or less. You know, you get up towards the top and a lot of it's like 2% up, 3% up, 4% up. So even at like 7% rates, it's like whatever. You know what I mean? Like people got a lot, there's a lot of bad information on these videos. It's weird to me how like somebody will trust somebody that they don't know that's just online versus like somebody who's a professional. So like if you need help getting the data, like let me know. I can point you in the right direction of a lot of these like weird reports on house prices and indexes and stuff like that. I'm also going to give you, so we put out a report which is at what we call our daily temperature report. And essentially what it is average mortgage rates. So it's a culmination of a lot of lenders use this website to lock loans. It's called Optimal Blue. And basically what they do is they hedge the money in Optimal Blue because it's easier to manage. Loan officer goes in, they say, oh, Ms. Smith just wanted her contract. We price this, I'm gonna lock it. So 25% of lenders use this platform to lock loans. What we get from them is a report that we culminated into average interest rate. So it's an average of like what everybody locked on 30-year fix, what everybody locked on jumbo, what everybody locked on FHA. And we send it out to our partners. It's not our rates, but it's an average of what's going on in the market. So you can see if it's going up or down. I'm going to pass it out so you guys can see what it looks like. A lot of you are probably already on it. If you're not, just shoot me an email. I'll get you put on it. HLT@movement.com. I'm trying to see if I know who's on this. You're on this. You're on this. But it's a good indicator of like what's going on. This is one from like a month ago, but it just kind of shows you it's a 3-page report, like kind of what's going on with rates. We did it. And then we get it. I'm gonna give one to you guys here. Yeah, I think he's on the I don't think he's on one. But this is like, honestly, like, this is a great source. Like, everybody's always like, where do I go to find rates? Where do I go to find rates? This is where I would tell you to go find rates. You do get it. You get it, you get it, you get it. Trying to think of anybody else coming.
People buy them.
This is after we've done the deal. I put people on this report on that. This is average lock rates daily. So like, this is like, if this report would have come out today, it would have been like what every lender locked yesterday. Like, and it could be like, hey, you got Jane, that's a 620 credit score, and you got Steve, that's like I don't know, like a 760. It's just giving you like that middle bar. So if somebody's like wildly off, it's like, why are they wildly off? Like Rocket Mortgage right now, they're known for quoting like 2, 3, 4 points in their quotes. So they can be like, oh, look at our rates, it's so low. But you look at a cost estimate and they're putting like $10,000-$20,000 extra costs. So like, be educated, look at the stuff, you know what I mean? Like, get cost estimates for things. But I just wanted to like kind of give you guys a place that I could point you in the direction of this. The other thing, the last 3 days have been monumentally good for interest rates. They have spiked basically down. So we were like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, when is this gonna end? And I think finally we're starting to see some reprieve. Inflation numbers seem like they're curving a little bit in a positive direction. So you should see some rate improvement for your buyers if you don't already. So, but if you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. This house price index is pretty big. I mean, like, I think, I don't know, I was looking at this morning and I'm like, there's not a market in here that's like getting hammered right now in a negative way, and that's at 7% rates. You guys can imagine what's gonna happen when rates go 4 or 5 if they ever do again. The market's just gonna keep shooting up. So, thank you.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
Full of knowledge. All right, while we wait for Lindsay, after this, after hers, we'll do drawings for prizes. I have 2 $50 gift cards, just Visa sheets. I did a prepaid photo package from 360. And then we have a sign, and then she's gonna have a giveaway as well. And then we do our transaction.
Giving away, that's nice.
Your old son. You don't want. I'm still kidding.
All right, so guess I put your slide next to
This looks sound pretty.
you. Lindsay.
All right, awesome. Hi, Keller Williams, how are you? Good. Hey, it's good to see a lot of familiar faces. So I live in Philly now, but I grew up in Elizabethtown. So driving back home here is like, oh, look, it's so many memories. It's great. For anybody that doesn't know me, my name is Lindsay Musser-Pacheco, and I'm a client appreciation specialist. What I do is help you create more referrals and more repeat business, specifically by showing appreciation to your past clientele. And your past clientele is really, really valuable. Forbes did some research a while ago, and they said that if you can have as much as a 5% increase in client retention, you can have as much as a 95% increase in profitability. Does anybody like those numbers? I do, okay. And the NAR does surveys every year and looks at like why people choose their real estate agent and what agents they stay with and just all the statistics in the real estate industry. And maybe you guys know some of these numbers. I know sometimes they cover this in bold. Does anybody know what the percentage of people is that say they love their real estate agent, they would use them again and they would refer them? Like the percentage of people that basically give their agent 5 stars. Anybody know?
95%.
95?
Yeah.
That's a good guess. It's a little lower.
Okay, 92.
87. 87, okay, so most of them, I think that's like a B on most scales, right? So most people, the vast majority of people love their agent. It's not that they're unsatisfied in any way, shape, or form with their service, right? Most people give their agent 5 stars and even say they would refer them. Then what is the statistic of people that use the same agent for the second transaction, second time around? Anybody know that percentage?
5 or 10%.
Close, it's a little higher.
15.8725.
Nice. Bingo. It's 12. Okay, I just looked this up last night. So it's 12% according to the NAR website. So 87% of people say they love their agent. 12% of people use the same person again. What's the gap? It's that less than 10% of people can actually name their agent 2 years after the transaction. Whoa, right? And as somebody who's been in sales their whole life, like that hits hard, right? You do all that work for someone, you help them through what's probably the biggest purchase or sale of their life, and then they're like, what was their name again? But that's the reality, right? People are just forgetful. And so we found it was a big deal if you could just simply raise the top of mind awareness of your clients. If you could just simply get your name in front of them more often. And my company just asked ourselves, well, what if your closing gift could help with that? And I'm sure most people in the room have given a gift at settlement at some point, right? Anybody ever give a settlement gift? Sure. What are some, you guys can just yell out, what are some gifts that are often given at the closing table? What are some popular things to give?
Gift cards.
Gift cards, great. What's your name?
James.
Okay, that's one of my number one answers, right? Give them money, right? What else?
Alcohol.
Alcohol, that's one of my other number one answers, right? My top three answers, thank you, by the way. My top three answers are gift cards, gift baskets, and some kind of alcohol, right? I want to be clear that there's pretty much nobody in the world that doesn't appreciate those things. Everybody likes free money and free booze, right? But it's just that they are consumable. So if they can eat it, drink it, spend it, it's not doing anything for you or the client going forward. And it's not helping with that whole forgetfulness thing. In fact, we could say that the alcohol helps them forget more than remember, right? And has anybody ever discovered a gift card from like 3 years ago in your wallet or at the bottom of a drawer? You're like, oh, I completely forgot about this. So we just said, what if your closing gift could be something that's more impactful and it kind of carries more? That's where a very popular product comes in. How many of you are familiar with Cutco cutlery? Raise your hand if you know what Cutco is, okay? Keep your hand raised if you own some Cutco at home or you use our gifting program. Look at all these sexy, intelligent people in the room, all right? Does anybody have a Cutco set that's like more than 10 years old? Okay, you guys have any idea how long you've had yours for?
Probably, let's see, my son tried to sell it during college 1 year. And he's 33, so.
Okay,
probably
it's been a
12.
while.
Yeah, it's been 12,
Right?
13 years old.
It's probably over 20.
Over 20 years,
Yeah.
okay? Most rooms that I'm in, that's pretty common. There's always somebody that has more than a decade old set. If you're not familiar with Cutco, it is American made. Can I get a quick yay for making them in the US? They've been around since 1949, so it's a long-standing company. And they have this thing called a forever guarantee that they're super famous for. If you break one or you damage it in any way, even if it just needs a sharpen, you can mail it back to the company and they'll regrind the edges for you and send you a sharpened knife. If anything's broken, they'll fix it or they'll send you a new one. I'll give you an example. My mother-in-law is living with us for a couple months. She's doing a lot of cooking. She not once, but twice put the same Cutco piece on the burner directly, right? Yes, that does melt the handle. No big deal. We sent it back to Cutco. They sent us a new one. A couple of months later, we sent the same one back and they did it again. No proof of purchase, no receipt, nothing. Everybody's like, are you mad at her? And I was like, no, I mean, it's guaranteed, whatever, send it back, right? And that's one of the things that they're famous for. So people keep this, not just for themselves, but they literally pass it down to kids and grandkids. Like a lot of people tell me they have their mom or even their grandmother set. It's something that the client keeps all the time. And also that they use more days than not, right? So we did a ton of research, really looked into it. You guys will never guess this, but we found out that every single one of your clients actually does eat. So most of them are cutting their food before they get to that part. And what we did is we just said, hey, what if clients actually came to us with the idea of, could you put an engraving on it? So we can do a custom engraving, anything you want. A lot of people do logo, name and number. It kind of takes your closing gift and turns it into a high-end business card essentially. And every time they use it, they're looking at your name. Also, what is the room in the house where everyone like gathers and hangs out? It's the kitchen, right? So that's where you're liable to start conversations if you have something in the kitchen with your name on it. People say, oh, your realtor got you a Cutco, ours got us a plant. And think about the last time you were together with your family. Where was everybody hanging out? There was probably some kitchen traffic, right? And what were they doing? Gathering around the food. And I don't know about you guys, but my family didn't hang around like our burgers on our July 4th meal and like trade names of our favorite insurance agents and real estate agents and loan officers, right? But if there's something on the table that sparks that conversation, that can happen. So one of my favorite stories is my client who said he gave Cutco to his client and then that client had a 200-person party, like a backyard barbecue. And he said, Lindsay, I felt like a marketing genius. Everybody was spreading their mayonnaise on their burgers with the spreader thing with my name on it. That's what this is for, by the way. This is a signature Cutco piece. This is for like peanut butter, mayonnaise, cream cheese. You can get all the way to the bottom of a giant jar without getting it all over your knuckles. You can cut and serve like lasagna, pizza, cakes, pies. It's really bendy, so you can get under the first slice of pie without crumbling the rest. If you're in a food fight, it's flexible. So this is cool for like, we call this the 60-second sandwich maker. You can spread your bread, cut your bread, chop up any kind of vegetables. Does anybody have this, by the way?
I do.
Yeah, this thing's cool.
Just be
right?
careful licking.
Yes. Right?
Not gonna talk about.
Excellent tip, excellent tip. I'll show you one more thing that's really cool. Does anybody in the room have any change on them? I need a shiny penny. Anybody have a penny?
These are my favorite.
Yeah? Okay, so she likes the shears, okay?
I don't know. If I have
These are our
these.
super shears.
Yeah.
Let's have everybody look for a penny just in case you do have.
I don't know.
You don't have one? Okay, let's see if we can get another one in the room. Meanwhile, I'll tell you. These are like kitchen shears, chore shears. I have one out in the garden. They do just about everything. Has anyone used a pair of scissors over the last 10 days?
Oh, yeah.
Your clients do too, especially when they're moving.
My closet.
And if you grew up with your mom saying, these are my like sewing shears, do not use
Yeah.
them on paper or you're dead, right? These can cut material.
Yeah, and,
Oh, look at this. I don't know what you got here, but I'm impressed. And it's, thank you. What's your name?
Nada.
Nada, thank you so much. Do you guys trust Nada that she gave me a real penny and that's not like my aunt who's planted here to give me a fake one? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do.
No, do 2 pennies.
What's that?
Two.
2 pennies, 2 at once.
Yeah,
Aren't you the new guy? You're demanding. All right, so I'm gonna cut this. Has anybody had a closing recently where you were like, we could all use a bottle of wine after this settlement? Anybody have something like that? So here, we're gonna make a corkscrew.
Hey, no.
And the next time you have to open a bottle of wine, thank you so much. Do this and remember your lady. Thank you. And these come apart like this and they go in the dishwasher. And that's a little unusual. It's like high-end cutlery, and that has to be hand washed. So that'll give you an idea of the quality, the longevity. We're putting your logo, name and number on it. We're taking money that most people are already spending. And we're just getting more bang for your buck, getting you more longevity out of it. Again, most agents spend between 100 and 250 on their closing gifts, like depending on the price of the house. And the Cutco stuff falls right within that range. We actually start as low as 65, go up to 300, but most people spend in the 1 to 250 range, depending on what they normally do. We just match our price points to help you find something that you normally would fit with what you normally do. 2 other things that are really cool. Number 1, we can save you some money on your taxes. If anybody of you just recently did your taxes and wished you had a few more write-offs, does anybody know how much you can normally write off for a closing gift? Where's the IRS allow? $25, thank you. Okay, so it's $25 per person for closing. That's a lot less than most agents are spending. So you're stuck either writing off a fraction of what you could be writing off, or you're writing off the whole thing and hoping you never get audited, which is not my recommended tax strategy, right? So what happens here is that if you put your logo, name and number on it, it's easy to count that as advertising, marketing, right? It's the same again as a business card or a sign. So what percentage of marketing or advertising is tax deductible? Anybody know? 100%, all of your dollars. So a lot of people change to our program from other things just for that, because if you're gonna spend the money, you might as well get the full write-off. It just makes sense. But the third thing is the thing, I have about 4,000 clients on the program. And the third thing I'm gonna cover here is what I get feedback from agents, they tell me this is the greatest part. It's being able to have a system for your gifts and not being forced to run around the night before the day of closing and like, right? I hear some, right? Someone in the room has done that before, right? We've all been that last minute person grabbing a gift and going, oh my gosh, like, do they even drink? I can't remember if the most embarrassing story I ever heard is about gifts is an agent who gave to her own daughter-in-law, like they lived in other states, she didn't know her all that well. She brought alcohol to the closing table and the new daughter-in-law was in AA.
Yeah.
Right? So there's those things that can happen, right? And so not leaving you last minute, but being able to just have something that's already ready and you grab and go. Again, we mentioned everybody eats, so everybody can use this. And then it's doing a lot more for you than other closings do. So the way people set up a system is this: most people get a year or maybe a half a year supply. And that also gets you in on our volume discounts, right? The more you order, the cheaper it's going to be. So they get a year, a half year supply. One thing that's cool about Cutco is you don't have to pay for whatever your order is upfront, the way you do when you get signs and business cards and pretty much anything else. You can split your payments out through the year with no finance fees and no interest. Like just spread it out, right? We ship it to you all in one box, so you have it all at once. but you can spread out the payments, which is a really nice way to kind of just like stay liquid and coast through the months where you don't have as many closings. But again, still have a system. They're just there when you want it to be. So ordering half a year supply, I like had a little chat with each agent who orders so we can customize what you're doing for your business. Everybody's business and goals are a little bit different. We typically have separate pieces that we recommend for referral gifts. Just had somebody order a bunch of ice cream scoops. She's gonna give them to people and say, it was such a treat working with your friends and family. Now let me treat you. Here's a little ice cream scoop and a little gift.
They work awesome.
What's that?
And they work awesome.
They work awesome. Everybody loves the ice cream scoops. They're super popular. So what other gifts is there out there that can create top of mind awareness? They're gonna be using it multiple, I mean, if they use this once a day for a year, that's 365 touches. And over the next 20 years, that's like 7,000 some touches. There's no other gift that can give you that much bang for your buck. Plus you get the full write-off and you get a system. My favorite things that agents love to say when they give the gift. We have a little script you can use, but they end it with, I look forward to building you a set through future transactions or referrals. And how many people do you think are like, you can build me a custom set? Oh, like, here's a referral, right? Teach you a few tips like that too. Here's what I'd like to do today. Two things. One, I want to do a giveaway like Ryan mentioned. So can everybody just take out your phones real quick, open the messaging app. You're gonna text me to get in the drawing. You're gonna open the messaging app, put my cell phone number in at the top of your phone, 717. Don't worry, I'll repeat this.
I already saved your information and text you, so I should get that.
Yes, it is on the screen there, right? 717-575-0975. That's my cell.
What?
It's up there, 717. 575-0975. Everybody needs you to text me, give you your name and your email and the number of closings you have in the next 30 to 60 days, right?
In Messenger?
Yeah, if you open your, not like Facebook Messenger, but yeah. Messaging, yeah. So you put that number in, you text me your name, your email, and the number of closings you have in the next 30 to 60 days. Myself and my assistant will reach out to you and we'll have a quick conversation on what you want to do with gifts. I do also want to offer something extra special to anybody that orders today. So I'm set up over in the lunchroom on the table by the window, so you can see all the samples, see what the engraving looks like. Some of you have a lot of closings in the next 30 to 60 days, some of you have a couple. Some of you just might want to check out the pricing, whatever. Come by, see me, ask a few questions. For any of you that order today, I will personally buy you, in addition to the volume discount, I will personally buy you up to $100 in Cutco for you to keep and bring home, right? So a little something for the clients, a little something for you. It's win-win-win, and you can check gifting off your list for the rest of the year and not have to think about it. So one more time, that's volume discounts plus $100 for you, plus a big weight off your shoulders and not have to think about it. They'll customize something for you that's perfect. Come by the table and talk to me. Whatever else happens today, remember today is the day that you met the sharpest girl you know. And I'll see you over at the table. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, we will do next office meeting, 16th right here, and release information on that, but we'll end this today and then do. Thank you all.